out. And so we're going to go meet them and all ride across together.
This is a special report of the Ohio Ram Show.
Okay, we're live here with Eric Gomez of Team Suicide Prevention. And who do you got with you, Eric?
Yeah, I've got one of my amazing crew people that has kept us safe for the last 3,000 miles, Heather Borsick.
Yeah, I see her name up there. Thanks for doing that. That's great. Well, Heather, what's it like to crew? Have you ever done anything like this before?
No, never.
What's the biggest thing you have learned in the last 10 days?
Don't do this with the minimum amount of crew.
So
have more crew.
you think you're a little short-handed, huh?
Yeah, we did it 1-to-1 crew racer ratio. So one driver, one navigator.
Wow, for an 8-person crew, that is shy. That is shy. That's yes.
It affects the racers and the crew having a smaller team, but hey, it brings you together. I'll tell you that. It makes you all work together. And
okay. Are you still going to be hugging one another when you get to Annapolis?
Absolutely. We're happy to be alive.
Okay, great. Well, that's the important thing. Eric, Team Suicide Prevention, and you just sent me a link of a fun little thing. I haven't had a chance to look at it too much getting ready here, but how has it gone for you? How have you achieved your objectives? I forget now. You were on the show, but did you have a fundraising goal, and how are things going for you?
Yeah, so our fundraising goal, we're a little actually shy of our fundraising goal, but we had 3 goals. We wanted to finish, and that includes coming in at the times in the time cutoff, and I think we're well ahead of that. I think we've got a day to spare. And then we wanted to spread hope and awareness for mental health issues and suicide prevention along the country. And then, we wanted to be friends and still be able to hug one another at the end of all this too. And so, we've had a few minor hiccups in all areas, but, as far as being able to spread our message, if you look at our time tracker, the desert did not treat a couple of our racers well. They got a little behind on their hydration. And so, we, for their safety and for the safety of everyone, we actually made a decision to, take a few hours off right when we got out of the mountains. And, that allowed us to focus on some other areas of our mission. And that was spreading mental health awareness. And so we used that time to go out and meet. Actually, we used all of our stops at all of the, convenience stores, grocery stores. When you wear a jersey that says right in bold on the chest, Team Suicide Prevention, you're very approachable about mental health issues. They know that you're not, you're not just gonna, you are somebody that they can talk to. And Lee, I bet to every single stop, and Heather, correct me if you think I'm wrong, I think at every stop somebody came and spoke with us and told us their story. We have a jersey that we had signed all the people at various events, or many people at various events that we had gone to speaking about mental health and suicide prevention before the race, that probably had 50 names on it. And during the race, we've been doing tons of live broadcasts and Facebook stuff. And the jersey virtually has no, I would bring it to you. I would show it now, except for it's upstairs in one of the guys' rooms that we can't seem to rouse this morning. So,
but we have, there's not much space to write a name. And I feel like it just really connected people to us so much across the country. So many people are struggling. So many people have lost loved ones to suicide. That's why I did this. I'm not an ultra athlete. I lost my sister to suicide 4 years ago, and saw what these
Um,
guys
I'm
were doing
sorry.
and gals, and I said, you
Yeah.
know, how can I
Yeah.
support your team? So,
Well, I think it's a good thing, and especially after all we've been through as a society the last couple of years. By the way, we got some people watching out there. If you've got a comment, question, observation, pop it in here. We'll stick it in here. We don't have a lot of time to talk because you guys are going to have to get heading on. Where are you at now, Eric?
Right now, we're at a we're in
Monroe?
Annapolis.
I think we're in Monroe.
You're in
Yeah, we're right
Annapolis.
outside.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're down at the final finish line, not the penultimate finish line. And it was a touch and go who was going to make it there first, you or Eric. I think you're going to, guys, looks like you're going to make it there first, and that's great. And I understand, you know, I have struggled a bit myself during this last year with some negative thoughts. Fortunately, I reached out to my family doctor, and she was most helpful. The wonderful world of video calls can work wonders, Eric.
Oh, it's amazing. You know, and one of the things that we have learned in the last year is that with regard to mental health counseling, and you know, it's been some time since I read these stats, but the counseling world has found that they are very effective because people can really get in their hearts and in down to the essence of you know, because they're in a comfortable space. You know, they're not in a you know, they're in their homes.
They're in their home,
That
correct?
has helped. You know, so that is one good thing regarding the counseling world. And
You know,
and so yeah, it's been quite, you know, the transition to Zoom type, if you will, counseling sessions has been very effective. And so, you know, the thing that just people need to realize is that you know, nobody is going through this alone. You know, and everybody is you know, everybody has somebody they can call. You know, and that's one of our key messages is to just kind of be attuned to the people in your circle of influence, and you know, the people that you interact with on a regular basis, and just, you know, have your spider senses around. So if they, you know, if your spider senses start tingling, you know, and somebody just kind of has that, you know, you ask them how they're doing, you know, they just kind of have that great smile that just seems a little half-hearted. You know, say, you know, I'm not feeling it. What's going on? And most time, if you just kind of make that secondary follow-up question, people will tell you. And, you know, so, you know, while we were on the route, literally every time, I mean, we had people following us on the live tracker. And in one day we had like, I don't know, what, 6 people track us
Ohio.
down?
It was through
Yeah,
Ohio.
it was actually in Ohio.
We had the biggest fans in Kansas and Ohio and Missouri, maybe.
Yeah, we had people tracking us down, following us, and you know, following us on the live tracking, and they would literally hunt us down through Ohio and get to the next intersection and stop us and just give us hugs and thank us. And you know, a guy tracked us literally all day when we were in Ohio, and chased us down while we were doing a transition and wanted to give a you know, make a donation. And so it was very humbling and very, very moving to know that, you know, people are actually out there paying attention to our story. And you know, all of us have had some sort of tragedy. I mean, the bike that I rode across the starting line was one of my best friend's bikes. Bill Titano is going to be riding another one of our that was in the racing community in Oklahoma, friends' bikes, and he'll ride that. He's actually using that one as his backup. I use Chip's bike as my quote unquote emergency backup in case the other 2 broke. But I did ride it across the starting line, and I'll ride it across the finish line. And then, and so, yeah, you know, our message is just, you know, be attuned to those in your you know, it doesn't take much. Just say, you know, I'm not feeling it. Really, how are you? Is kind of the basic thing. And so, yeah. And so the fun little link, you know, one of the other things that we've lost is we've lost that human contact. And so, you know, from a personal, just studies show that the hug can be very, very powerful. Just the act of embracing somebody and that.
Yeah, your little thing says, "How many hugs have you got today?" My wife's a night owl. She's not up yet. I haven't had it. Can you guys give me a virtual hug? Huh? There we go. Yeah, thank you. That makes me feel better. Okay, very good. This is wonderful. So I'm going to be watching live as your team comes in, and I'm sure it's going to be a great time for you. I told someone mentioned how far back you are, and I says they got something else on their mind besides winning a race, and they're taking time to do their work, and I think that's important too. I don't think people realize how much just seeing somebody along the road who has a cause like you have makes a difference. It took me a while to figure that out. I'm a slow learner, but so anyhow, well, we tried. We had so many near misses of getting you on here.
Sure.
It never seemed to hit just right, and then God bless Jim Lawyer, my partner there at Chillicothe. He was out making this midnight run to get a saddle to Eric.
Yeah, Eric, that's a great mission, man. I tell you, and from a now almost finisher, the support of people such as Jim and yourself along the way is invaluable. To come out of that the mountains, and right when we crossed into Kansas, and there was a pool there,
oh my gosh.
it was pretty amazing for my feet, and and then the snacks at all the various time stations, and we had somebody in Missouri that called us and said, "Hey, we're going to meet you at the time station there." It was in Washington, in Washington, Missouri, and they said, we got a bunch of granola bars. Is there anything else you want? We said yes. Real food.
Yeah.
And so they brought. And so they went to, I think it's to Sam's or somewhere, and picked up a bunch of rotisserie chickens and Caesar salads, and it was. The first thing that we'd eaten that didn't come out of a wrapper in a week. And it was amazing.
Well,
but the support and, bringing that saddle to him, that was a great, I'm sure his nether regions are so appreciative of your efforts.
I didn't know. In fact, you were the person who first alerted me. I was on a recording with Danny Chu at the time you called me, and of course I cut your phone call out of the recording, but that was the first. I knew that Eric needed a saddle, but I didn't know Jim. I wondered what had happened to him, because we had a date to make contact and nothing happened. So but he was doing what we do here in Ram, and that's the nature of the game.
Well, we appreciate it. Hey, one thing I want to say, you mentioned Danny Chu. There's a guy who, I have the utmost respect for and would love to meet him someday. And so a shout out to Danny Chu. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, he, of course, he's had tremendous obstacles to overcome, and a great disappointment in his life goals. He's had to make readjustments. We've all had to do that as we've dealt with some new things in our life. And this is the first year I haven't been able to get out to the time stations, but I'm here with you now. And that makes all the difference in the world. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Eric, thank you for not giving up on us here.
Absolutely not. So you know what? One thing I'll say is it's all hard, but you know what? It's only hard.
Yeah. Well, catching people on the fly like this is really, really tricky, and we miss more often than we hit. But I said it's like the 300 hitter in baseball. He's failed 7 times out of 10, but he's still the hero, Right. So that's how we look at it here. Hey, listen, have a great time. We'll be watching as you come in, and give everybody there in your team a great big hug, and part of it coming from the Ohio Ram Show. Okay.
Hey, we love you guys. Thank you so much.
Okie dokie. Let me figure out how to get out of here now. It's hard when Jim's trying to get some sleep after all this crazy
I can
stuff.
Can't imagine.
All righty. Bye bye.
Thank you for sharing about our team. Appreciate it.
Yeah. It's so good to get in touch with you at long last.
Thanks.
Bye bye.
See you later.
Take
Bye, Lee.
care.